Oh, hell, look who's sweating this morning on Face the Nation, CBS News, fake news media. Look who on here sweating. Put this heifer in jail, prison, slam a yard, slam the door, turn the lights off. Take that habab off her head and walk this heifer out. I think they ought to walk this heifer out live on television. I'm just saying. Look, she up here sweating.
So there are 80,000 people of Somali descent in your state, but the president has been very focused, not just on...
And how does this heifer here still got a job? I'm just saying, how does this heifer here still got a job? They should have been walked out a long time ago. The hell with CBS News.
But on you, in this extraordinary cabinet meeting, he said Somalis, quote, come from hell. They complain and they do nothing but bitch. Take a listen.
These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. We don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Hey, man, God bless President Trump. We actually have a president. Whether you love or hate the man, got to keep it real with y'all. But somebody has the courage to call it out for what it is, to say what we are all thinking. Go back to y'all hellhole, fix y'all country. He ain't lying. It's a disgrace what's going on down there in Minnesota and the fraud. Billions of dollars. The taxpayers are hotter than fish grease. Trump is right. And Trump was right about a whole lot of things that have been exposed.
Thank you very much, everybody.
That knocking is vehement agreement from his cabinet members there. I just wonder what the reaction is in your district to have that from the highest office in the land.
It's disgusting. It's completely disgusting. These are Americans that he is calling garbage.
What the... I'm telling y'all, man, this is why people say the hell with the fake news media. The hell with CBS News. This is why. What a disgrace, man.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Family, I got to let it out. It's coming out. I can't hold it in any longer. They say, Rick, sir, are you constipated, sir? No, I got to let it out. Y'all know I got to let it out. It's in my, you got to put your hands behind your back. I think this heifer ought to be walked out live on on television. On the fake news, CBS News, Meet the Nation, Face the Nation, all this crap. They ought to shut it all down. She up here sweating early on a Sunday morning on the fake news media. And I love the comment. Y'all have to go read the comment section underneath this CBS News Face the Nation program. Man, everybody is calling this heifer out. They is calling out her, that governor, everybody. Minnesota is they want these people gone in handcuffs. And I love how even people on the left, everybody know this heifer is done. That she should have been gone a long time ago. And that Trump was right. This interview proved a lot of things, and that Trump was right is what they're all saying in the comment section. I love it, you know. And I don't know how this heifer right here got a job, you know. She still, they still got this heifer on CBS News Face the Nation. All right, man. Let's go and get into this, y'all. I mean, you just can't make this up, man. But I love how everybody on both sides, independents, everybody is calling this out. The corruption, the fraud, the biggest scandals out of Minnesota. And one of their kingpin leaders who was up here early this morning, Miss Ilhan Omar. You know, people have had it, man. People have had it.
And we're joined now by Minnesota Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Margaret.
We have a lot to get to with you, but I want to pick up on where the Treasury Secretary just left off. He alleged that people who were tied to you or your campaign were involved in this broad, brazen scheme to rip off the Minnesota state welfare system. Do you want to respond to that? Do you know what he is referring to?
I really don't, and I don't think the secretary himself understands what he's referring to. We obviously had people who were able to donate to our campaign that were involved. We sent that money back a couple years ago. And actually, I was one of the first members of Congress to send a letter to the Secretary of Ag asking them to look into what I thought was a reprehensible fraud that was occurring within the program.
So this was, just for our audience, the Biden-era Justice Department called it the largest COVID fraud scheme in the country. And this was pocketing COVID-era welfare funds, more than $1 billion in taxpayer money that was stolen. It was pretty shocking. Of the 87 people charged, all but 8 are of some.
Oh, she on there breathing heavy. Look at that. Hey, we see you, ma'am. You up here breathing heavy? Yeah. Read it out, Margaret. Yeah. Yeah. She up here breathing heavy. Blink. She got the. Y'all see she blinking extra. We know when you're nervous. We know when you're guilty. We know.
Somali descent, and that has added to the spotlight being put specifically on your community. Why do you think this fraud was allowed to get so widespread?
Well, I want to say, this also has an impact on Somalis because we are also taxpayers in Minnesota. We also could have benefited from the program and the money that was stolen. And so it's been really frustrating for people to not acknowledge the fact that we're also as Minnesotans, as taxpayers, really upset and angry about the fraud that has occurred.
Mm-hmm. So do you think, though, that there was a failure by the Democratic state government to police itself? This is a brazen, fraudulent activity here.
Yeah, and that is what I alluded to in my letter that I'd sent to the Secretary of Ag, was to see where things were going wrong. How can this amount of money disappear fraudulently without there being alarms being set off? And it is something that, we have to continue to investigate. We have to continue to ask those questions. Because,
as you know, one of the initial defenses by the organization at the heart of the fraud, Feeding Our Future, was to claim the probe was due to racism. Do you think that this was all about negligence, or that it was like political fear of alienating the Somali community?
So you have to remember that the woman who led the program is a Caucasian woman. And that was her way of making sure that this would continue to happen by using whatever rhetoric that was available to her. We do know that when the money was stopped, they did sue. The AG, Attorney General Keith Ellison, defended the department in that lawsuit. It was a judge that said it should continue, that money should continue to go out. And so this wasn't something that people were not looking at. There was always those alarms, and we will continue to understand where things might have gone wrong as these investigations continue and as these fraudsters are prosecuted and sent to jail.
Well, it's going to have impact for your community, because we've already heard the head of Medicare and Medicaid say they're going to have a new policy that applies to Minnesota. You heard the Treasury Secretary say they're investigating. But there's another thread here, because House Republicans and the Treasury Secretary just now talked about a link to terrorism, a possible link. He said they're just now beginning to look into it. How confident are you that that's a false claim?
I'm pretty confident at the moment.
Oh, go back, roll it back. Look at that facial. Wait.
Look into it. How confident are you that that's a false claim?
I wasn't born yesterday. I froze it. Y'all screenshot it, snapshot it, blow it up, put it on the wall. All right, now. All right.
I'm pretty confident at the moment because
I'm pretty confident at the moment. Hell no. Hell no.
there are people who have been prosecuted and who have been sentenced. If there was a linkage in that the money that they had stolen going to terrorism, then that is a failure of the FBI and our court system in not figuring that out and basically charging them with these.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. Stop all the beat around the bush and ma'am. We know. Everybody know. Hell, everybody know. You know, it's the failure of the FBI and ma'am. Just they just say the claim not false, and you know, it is what it is. And you ought to resign next. You ought to resign. You ought to get your buddy down there, Tampon, Stolen Valor Timmy. They riding past his house calling him a retard every single day. And we don't feel bad. We don't feel bad. It's a lot of y'all that ought to be walked out with your hands behind y'all god doggone back. And it's crazy because we were this close. This close this past election, man. This close.
Charges. And so I do know that for many years, this sort of like alarm that there is money being transferred through the airport in bags and going to terrorism that accusation has always existed. There's never been here and there in those accusations. But if that is the case, if money from U.S. tax dollars is being sent to help with terrorism in Somalia, we want to know.
Yeah.
And we want those people prosecuted. And we want to make sure that that doesn't ever happen again.
So there are 80,000 people of Somali descent in your state, but the president has been very focused, not just on them, but on you.
Y'all get this heifer a jumpsuit. Get this heifer a jumpsuit.
In this extraordinary cabinet meeting, he said Somalis, quote, come from hell. They complain and they do nothing but bitch. Take a listen.
God bless our president. Yeah, we actually got a president. We actually know who's running the country. We have an alpha male in there. We have a G in there, a gangster. We have a actual president. And I don't, whether you like it or not, if he hurts your feelings, whine, cry us a river. Your little feelings are hurt. The president said this, it hurt your feelings. We don't give a damn.
These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. We don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much, everybody.
That knocking is
beautiful, Will said. Beautiful. CBS, fake news. Can y'all please play the full clip? Play the full clip next time where Trump even cursed and everything. Play the full thing, please. That clip is worth playing the whole thing back over and over and over and over. Play it again. Play it again. Hit play again. That clip right there from the president is worth playing again. Y'all next time see fake news, y'all play the whole thing.
vehement agreement from his cabinet members there. I just wonder what the reaction is in your district to have that from the highest office in the land.
It's disgusting. It's completely disgusting. These are Americans that he is calling garbage. And we feel like...
Now, you see how they spin everything and take everything out of context? And how she kind of just wanted her to just respond on the Trump administration clapping and everything. Y'all see how they and then she just and then go and twist it and say Trump is calling Americans garbage. Give us a break. Oh, brother.
There is an unhealthy obsession that he has on the Somali community and an unhealthy and creepy obsession that he has with me. I think it is also really important for us to remember that this kind of hateful rhetoric and this level of dehumanizing can lead to dangerous actions by people who listen to the president.
And 95% of the Somalis in your state are U.S. citizens.
Oh, sweet hypocrisy, I tell you. Boy, I tell you, boy, you just can't make this up, man.
Just for clarity there. But the president has restricted all immigration processing, including asylum claims from Somalis already on U.S. soil, along with 18 other countries. ICE reports it has rounded up about 19 people, and they put out press releases with the images of about 5 of them that they say are the worst of the worst. Is that the entirety of the crackdown to date?
Yeah, so far we know of the people that they've picked up in Minnesota. About 5 of them are Somalis. And from what I have read and from the people that I've spoken to, all of them had already had orders of removal. So these are not people who are undocumented, but people who have committed crimes and who should have already been sent out of the country.
I want to ask you about something else that the architect of the president's immigration policy, Stephen Miller, said. On Thanksgiving Day, he posted, "No magic transformation occurs when failed states cross borders. At scale, migrants and their descendants recreate the conditions and terrors of their broken homelands." What do you make of this argument of failure to assimilate and sort of ruining America? How do you understand this?
I mean, when I think about Stephen Miller and his white supremacist rhetoric.
Yep, there you go. I told you. I already knew that was coming. White supremacist rhetoric. We are talking about, you know what? I'm going to let her finish it off.
It reminds me, yes, it reminds me of the way the Nazis described Jewish.
Yep. Here, there it goes again, y'all. Nazis and the same stuff every single time, you know. Because her state, her community, their failures, their corruption, their fraud is in the spotlight. Because y'all got caught. Because y'all got exposed. But we call it off of what it is. And once again, we are Nazis. We're this, we're that, we're white supremacists. You know, I tell you, it's the same stuff over and over and over. This woman ought to be walked out in handcuffs live on television.
People in Germany. And you know, as we know, there have been many immigrants who've tried to come to the United States who've turned back, one of them being Jewish immigrants. We know the way that people were described who were coming from Ireland, Irish immigrants. We know the way in which people were described back then when they were Italian immigrants. And to me, you know, we're yes, of course, ethnically Somali. We are in this country as Americans.
Yeah.
We are citizens. We are productive part of this nation, and we will continue to be.
Congresswoman.
Y'all put that. Put this heifer in handcuffs.